No other sport can kick off mass emotion in Indonesia like football, even if the national team languishes near the bottom of world rankings.
Indonesia, they are really crazy. We can see their ranking in FIFA is going down. But every game in the stadium, 80,000 people, 90,000 people.
Even local competitions turn smaller stadiums into cauldrons of passion with crowd turnouts matching the top leagues in the world.
Sriwijaya is my life.
Sriwijaya is my life. I'll do anything for Sriwijaya.
But unknown to many fans, the Indonesian game has a dark side, leaving players powerless against unpaid wages and match fixing.
Ya, itu saya pikir juga seperti itu. Karena
I think all the players are in financial difficulties. We need to earn money in other ways, but some players are clean.
Tidak mau yang seperti itu.
Kita bermain sudah 9 pertandingan.
Out of 9 games played, we arranged 2 walkovers and fixed 5 matches. We spent around $30,000 US.
I'm Chan Tao Cho. This week, 101 East investigates the forces crippling football in Indonesia, and we ask why the sport has left a trail of shattered dreams despite having the people and the passion to succeed.
Nama saya Muhammad Iqbal, umur saya 13 tahun.
My name is Muhammad Iqbal. I'm 13 years old. I play for Indonesia's Under-14 team. I've loved football since I was 3 years old, when my uncle first taught me how to kick a ball.
Saya suka dengan permainan bola yang cepat.
I like to play a fast and simple game. I like Barcelona because they rely more on teamwork than individual skills.
Muhammad Iqbal dreams of becoming a professional footballer. Last year, he represented Indonesia in the Danone Nations Cup, a global football tournament for children. In his oversized number 12 shirt, he was smaller than most other kids, but showed talent and determination.
Nah, itu memang kecintaan dia dari sepak bola ya.
He loves football. All he has ever wanted to do was play football.
Main bola. Yang paling besar tantangannya ya itulah keuangannya.
It's tough on our finances.
Karena kami hanya pegawai negeri.
My wife and I are civil servants. We have 4 children in school, 2 of them in college. We spend extra money on transport, football school fees, clothes, and footwear. We have to buy him a new pair of shoes every 3 months, and they are expensive. He wants to be a famous world-class footballer, like Barcelona's Lionel Messi, loved by many fans. I support his ambition.
Across town, the die-hard fans of Sriwijaya Football Club have travelled 22 hours to watch 19 minutes of football. Their team is the defending champion of the Indonesian Super League.
We gathered at our base for a 12-hour bus ride to catch a ferry. Then we waited a long time for our bus to get on the ferry. It was high tide and the sea was rough, and it rained and the ferry took 4 hours to cross instead of 2. Some of us got wet and couldn't sleep, but we're happy.
Their journey takes them to the capital city of Jakarta, where the team will face opponents Persija. Rohit Chan is a Nepali international, one of 4 foreign players on the opposing team. It's his first year in Indonesia, and he's approaching the match with mixed feelings.
In my previous club, they didn't pay me 5 months, so I left that club. But you know, in Persija also is almost 3 months, so they pay only for 1 month. But you know, there's a positive thing also. So you get experience, you get love from the supporters. So I always think like that, and I play the match.
There is no lack of love from the fans of Persija, better known as the Jack Mania. For every home game, tens of thousands of them flood the streets on their way to the stadium. It's a rare sight in Asia, where most football fans prefer to follow teams in the English Premier League.
Indonesian fan, they cheer like a professional fans, you know. But in Nepal, not like that. In Indonesia, in crowd, it's really good. I was like, wow, and so I play with full of confidence. They always cheer for us, so we get motivation, you know, and that's why we play, because whether the club they pay us or not.
In the 63rd minute, Persija scores. Cameroonian striker Patrick Moni drives the home crowd to fever pitch. But out in the Jakarta suburbs, it's harder to impress young Iqbal and his friends.
There's so much difference in quality. I don't like the long balls in Indonesian football. I like to see the ball played quick and simple with good tactics.
The final score, a hard-earned 1-0 victory to Persija. 3 precious points for the mid-table team. Time for Iqbal and his friends to live out their dreams. But their ambition to turn professional is paved with pitfalls. This football-mad nation with over 240 million people is ranked 169th in the world, a far cry from the heady days as Asian giants in the 1950s. Mismanagement and infighting have crippled the game. In 2010, 2 politically connected business factions fought over national control of the sport, seen as a way to win popular support. It left Indonesia with 2 national football associations, each running its own league and both fighting to be the official competition. The struggle caused sponsors to jump ship, leaving clubs in massive debt and players unpaid. Facing sanctions by world governing body FIFA, the 2 managements finally merged in March this year.
2 leagues now is running side by side, but we agree that the next year unified leagues must be kicked off. It's difficult to get a sponsor for our football industry because they think that this is not a good time because everyone's so fighting each other. I think we enforce the clubs to pay, but we have to be realistic. If we stop the club, means business also stop in that club, and then no opportunity for the player to be paid.
Itulah kita manfaatkan, tapi namanya.
I haven't been paid this year. I had to sell our car and even my daughter's mobile phone to feed the family.
Mau tak mau kan habis.
Alam Shah Nasution is a former international, last called up in 2007. In his prime, his basic wage was $5,000 a month, a princely sum in Indonesia. His current club, PSMS Medan, owes him nearly $40,000 in unpaid wages over the past 2 seasons. Now 32 years old, he rides a motorcycle taxi to make ends meet in the city of Medan in North Sumatra.
Untuk apa kita malu kalau hanya kita untuk menghidupi keluarga kan?
I'm not ashamed when people recognize me. Why should I be? I do this to feed my family, which is the right thing to do.
Baik, kita nggak pernah malu.
Football gave me everything I have.
Bisa saya punya.
It's hard to put it into words how I feel. From football, I made a living. I met my wife, we bought our house, a car, a plot of land, and many other things. Football changed my life. Now it's changing my life again. I should be paid because I've done my job. I don't know why Indonesian football is like this.
With his club knocked out of all competitions, Alam Shah tries to keep fit by playing in amateur tournaments. He gets a bit of extra cash from some of these games as well. Alam Shah believes he has 2 or 3 years left as a player to get his finances back on track.
I'm planning to join another club, as PSMS have left me in this situation for 2 seasons. There's a limit to a football career. We must think ahead. After I stop playing, I hope to have some savings to start a business. As the head of the household, I must provide for my family.
Things could have been very different if he had accepted an offer last year to return to his old club, Sriwijaya. It went on to win the championship without him and is fighting for second spot this year.
Alam talked to me about the offer. We decided he would stay in Medan with PSMS because our younger daughter is very attached to him. I'm planning to start working now that our financial situation is pressing. I've applied for a job at a local government office. I hope there'll be a solution and my husband's career will pick up next year. I'll always support him playing football. I told him never to give up, even if things are tough. God willing, we'll have a better future.
Alam Shah's teammates are in the same boat. Like him, some are playing amateur football to stay in shape for prospective employers next season. PSMS Medan compete in the second tier of professional football in Indonesia. That's where match fixing is said to be the most rampant, partly fueled by unpaid players desperate to accept money. As the team's goalkeeper, Erwin Ramadana is a prime target for match fixers. But he says he prefers to supplement his income elsewhere, from keeping guard in goal to keeping guard in a bank.
I only received 1 month's salary this year. I'm owed $7,000 in total. We've had to sell all my wife's jewelry. My salary as a security guard is only enough for us to live hand to mouth. Having a daughter makes it hard.
We arrange a meeting between the players and the management who don't turn up. The club chairman has been reported saying it owes the players no more than 4 months' wages this year.
We told him there's no need to give one-sided statements to the media. Why don't we all meet? Him, the officials, the coach, the management and the media. Let's all talk openly here. He doesn't dare meet the players.
Every time we ask about our salary, he has no answer.
Does something terrible have to happen? Like the case of Diego Mendieta, before they pay our salary?
Diego Mendieta was a Paraguayan striker who played for the Indonesian club Persisolo. His tragedy last December was widely reported and sparked international outrage. Ill with an easily treatable infection, he couldn't afford medical care or to fly home, as he was owed over $12,000 in wages. His condition worsened and he died. He was only 32 years old. The Indonesian Football Association hopes the merger of the two rival leagues next year will improve club finances.
Hopefully for next year, when the Unified League is already kicked off, then everybody looks at, okay, Indonesia is coming better, now we invest money. But what we can guarantee that all player contracts must be respected.
Do you have a deadline?
Yes, in January of 2014, otherwise they cannot participate in the league. I think football in Indonesia especially always connected to the politics. Football in the future will be stable if the clubs is managed business-wise, not political-wise.
Coach Jackson Tiago was appointed this year to improve the fortunes of the national team. He's a Brazilian who has lived in Indonesia for nearly 2 decades and has seen plenty of politics in football while starring as player and coach in domestic competitions.
The key problem, most of the clubs here, they survive because they're government money. Yeah? So sometimes when they have elections in some areas, the government put a lot of money there. But when they don't have elections, so the club's going down.
Jackson has seen firsthand the dark side of the Indonesian game.
I came to Indonesia in '94. I played the first final against Persib Bandung. Before the game, I have a manager. He come to me and 2 other foreign players. He say, Jackson and the others, whatever happen tomorrow, you guys don't protest, referee, don't do this, don't do that. And he give the bonus before the game. After that, we play the game. I score 1 goal. Everybody talk about the goal until today. The referee say it's offside. Persib Bandung was the champion.
With a seemingly good goal disallowed, his opponents went on to win the final. Such controversies are the tip of the iceberg.
For me as a coach, we can see strange things happen in the game. I think the main thing to make football better is think about football, not politics.
I probe deeper into the shady world of match fixing. After much persuasion, a match fixer finally agrees to meet if I don't reveal his identity. This man is closely linked to a second-tier Indonesian club chasing promotion for the next season.
The club owner is willing to spend tens of thousands of dollars for his club to be champions and create history. After we are promoted, there will be greater TV coverage and sponsorship to make his business bigger. It's an investment. Spending $30,000 to $50,000 a season will see a return of up to $300,000 if we win the league. The owner will also get construction contracts from the local government, and that's worth even more. Everything started before the season kicked off. We met some referees and made a deal on how much to pay them for every fixed match. We gave them a down payment to show we are serious. The day before a difficult match, we meet again to make a full payment. To fix one game, we pay $1,500 to the referees. If we pay off the opponent's manager, that's another $3,000. There's bigger money involved in the top-tier leagues. In one match I know, $85,000 changed hands.
I've been playing professional football for 13 years.
A top division footballer verifies what the match fixer says. He admits it's on the take and doesn't want to be identified.
The mafia goes to our management to negotiate the price and the score. Sometimes they summon the captain and senior players and agree on whether to win or lose. Almost every match this season was fixed one way or another. If we played a weaker team, the money goes only to the management and the referees. The players wouldn't know the details. If we played a team of equal strength, then players would be roped in. 6 or 7 out of every 10 games are fixed. We're promised $300 to $1,000 per player to fix a match.
Both say the system is too entrenched to change.
It's bad sportsmanship, but that's how football works here. If we are clean, we lose out. If we swim against the tide, we die. Going with the flow will make us champions. So forget about your sportsmanship and your conscience.
As a professional, I don't want to do this, but that's the way football is. Match fixing is a vicious circle. Even if I don't do it, others will. I'll be among the minority.
It's hard to spot fixed matches.
For the referee to secure our win, he'll make controversial decisions if the match is drawn at the 70 or 75-minute mark to upset the opponent's rhythm. Sometimes we change tactics. He makes dubious decisions in the first few minutes instead.
Itu biasanya kedua tim biasanya sudah tahu.
All the players know what to do. We wait for a signal from the assistant coach, and when it's time to score, he signals us to attack. If the opponent is supposed to score, he'll also signal in advance. So we run around on the pitch like fools, as if we're in a PlayStation game.
Seperti kita main PlayStation. Oke, defend. Oke, attacking. Seperti itu.
Inside the box now.
Whenever I play this game with my friend, I always win. Usually I pick Barcelona, and he picks Bayern Munich. I really hope to train abroad one day, in Barcelona. I love how they play compared to Indonesia.
But Iqbal's dream may be over before it even begins. He's reaching an age where youth development is crucial, yet not one professional club has invested in it. Living in Jakarta, where open spaces are few and far in between, many kids end up playing wherever they can. And it's in the streets where one grassroots coach is passionate about unearthing talent to change the fate of Indonesian football.
My name is Al-Ajri. I am the founder and head coach of Persigawa Football School. Watching kids play in the streets, I can spot talent, from how he controls the ball and his enthusiasm. Many national players, skillful players, started with plastic balls when they were young, playing in the streets, schoolyards or parks.
Al-Adri spent his playing days in an amateur league before turning to youth coaching in 1987. He has groomed many youngsters who turned pro, but has seen even more slip through the cracks.
I love football, but no one spotted me when I was young or gave me direction on how to become a professional player. I believe when it comes to junior youth teams, we are among the best in Asia. But in senior youth football, Indonesia goes downhill because there's a lack of competitive games.
Al-Adri wants to change that by keeping his program affordable, $5 a month for 3 sessions a week. He's fiercely protective of the latest star player in his crop, Muhammad Iqbal.
As head coach, I want Iqbal to join as many competitions as possible. He's 13 years old. He needs at least 45 matches a year. He reads the game well. He understands how his team and the opponents are playing. We can see Iqbal isn't tall enough, but he compensates with good technique and basic skills.
When I play against bigger kids, they're more physical. To press them, we play simple. Pass and move, pass and move. I play best as a midfielder or second striker. My role in Persigawa is to control the attack and keep a fast tempo.
The coach is very close to Iqbal. He treats Iqbal like his own son. I hope Iqbal becomes a national player or even a world-class footballer. National players get good money. Often when he hears how much they are paid, he tells me, if I become a national player, I'll buy you a car.
To drive the dream, Iqbal will have to impress Indonesia's national coach, who wants change to start from the bottom up.
They don't have a good youth development. I think that's the biggest problem in Indonesia. When players come professional, they still have a lot of things to do. Sometimes how to control the ball, how to kick the ball, how to pass the ball.
Jackson says Indonesians have many similarities to Brazilians. His home country has won the World Cup a record 5 times.
The body structure is the same, yeah. The agility, yeah. We are almost similar. I always tell people that in Brazil, normally when we look for a good player, we don't look for how tall we are, how big he is, but how clever he is.
But for Muhammad Iqbal, being clever means more than game intelligence.
Only a stupid athlete would fix a match. I don't like match fixing because it's bad and goes against sportsmanship.
For these kids, deception in football comes from quick feet and trickery. But to take on the dark side of the sport, Indonesia's future stars need all the game changers to pull together, starting today.